When it comes to trekking destinations, Nepal has to be one of the best. With 8 of the world's 10 peaks over 8,000 metres, the landscape in itself is enough to leave you awestruck, even before you catch sight of Mount Everest. It might seem unthinkable, but you don't need to be particularly adventurous nor experienced to tackle the Himalayas. You just need the right gear, a modicum of physical fitness, and the right attitude. Having said that, it's not something to be taken lightly either. So here are some points worth considering. Firstly, when to go. Certain times of year are better than others. The winter months are cold yet settled, but snow will make some routes impassable, whilst the monsoon rains, from May to September, make trekking uncomfortable and sometimes downright dangerous. October and November, when the air's clear and fresh and it's reasonably warm, are probably your best bet. Failing that, March and April are next best, but views can be hazy at that time. There are a number of popular routes, but allow more time than you think you'll need. One of your party's bound to get sick or need a rest, so just keep in mind that it's not a race. Choose your travelling companions carefully. You don't want to find out too late that you're stuck with someone who can't keep up or who sets too fast a pace. Trekking in Nepal isn't always easy. In fact, people say it can feel like you're walking in pudding, such is the effect of walking at altitude. You can't predict whether this feeling will hit you, but if you take it slow and drink plenty of fluids, the majority of people cope well enough. But you do need to get the right equipment. Appropriate footwear and a good first aid kit are always essential, and people know this, but if you're going above 3,000 metres, it can get cold at night, and the commonest problem's an inadequate sleeping bag. So, get a good quality one, by which I mean a full-price known brand from an authenticated supplier. Cheap imitations, and this applies to backpacks, socks and gloves too, locally made products with famous labels sewn on, may be a false saving in the long run. Of course, you can join organised treks, where everything is organised. All you need to do is walk, which can be quite comforting. But going it alone can be very rewarding, not to mention cheaper if you're up to it. But you'll need to carry your own supplies and tent, which can be very demanding, so hiring a porter's a good idea. And remember that a guide is simply that, and while they'll generally act as a translator, they won't carry your gear. You'll need a porter for that. What's more, it's important to ascertain the credentials of guides before you put your life in their hands. Although there are agencies locally, finding one through a guest house is usually the safest option. Also, don't forget that many local people try to make money as porters and guides, but have inadequate clothing and equipment. Take responsibility for their welfare and kit them out properly before you agree to go with them. So, before I go on to look further...
Now play the recording again.